What's up, everybody, and welcome to my NXT Takeover Toronto review from Canada. And holy shit, we have a lot on the show tonight. Once again, NXT always proving itself to be the superior show, especially how WWE looks like they can't even book big shows anymore, like WrestleMania and SummerSlam and NXT Toronto and Brooklyn blown them out of the water most of the time. And Toronto was really great show tonight, and I'm sure it's probably going to be better than Survivor Series the next night. We're only 24 hours away from that, but we kicked it off, which probably was the most two-over chance of the night, as a choir came out to sing Bobby Roode's theme song as everyone in the crowd chanted "Glorious," and Ty Dillinger, when his 10 chants came out, they all chanted 10, 10, 10 as the crowd went, both these guys, both these guys, both these guys. And the funny thing about this match was that throughout the night, every time the ref counts, he goes 1, and even one fall, and like when he goes 1, 2, like counting out the ring of if both men on the ground, every goes like 10, 2, 10, 10, just say 10, but like 3, 4, and 5, and just he's saying 10, 10 over. As for Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger themselves in this match, was a really good match. I will say that it wasn't a bad match. It wasn't one of the best matches of the night. Mostly probably just the crowd just kind of kept things going crazy that their entrances are so over. You thought it'd be the main event or something, but since both of their entrances was just off the freaking chain, Bobby Roode was able to pick up the win pretty much an impaler DDT after Ty Dillinger pretty much hit the sharpshooter, but Roode got out of it then and threw him into the ring post and got that DDT. As Roode pretty much stood tall and everything, Dillinger was left in the ring. He was apologizing to the crowd. His fans pretty much chanted 10 chants at him. And it was a good match. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a great match throughout the night, but it was a pretty good match. I would like keep it from there because it wasn't that much to say from there or anything, but it was mostly their entrances that were just super over, really. But I thought Dillinger would have got it, but I guess Roode win is okay with me. Dusty Rhodes Classic Tag Team, the finals, the Authors of Pain versus TM61, which I was in and out for this match. Did it look cool when Shane Thorne jumped off the structure where Paul Ellering was in the cage, since they want to do some Dusty Rhodes booking with the crash cage, like it's NWA, with him doing pretty much a front flip off the structure onto Authors of Pain and everybody. Did that look cool? Yes, it did. And the crowd looked like they were in and out with them. I think looking at this Dusty Rhodes Classic, second tournament ever, and looking at all these teams that were in there was some pretty good teams in there. Unfortunately, there was freak accidents that happened. Really, there was a lot of freak accidents and stuff. Because when somebody kind of did something, well, not somebody did something, but when we had a lot of great teams that people expected to win and stuff, it's like someone just got into a freak accident, injured, or the team just never happened. And I kind of knew Authors of Pain were winning after I knew how it was going. Like nothing against TM61, but it just kind of felt like they were there, but it was just something off about them being in this match for a reason. It just felt like there was something off about it. But the Authors of Pain were able to win as Triple H and Dustin Rhodes, no Cody, since they kind of dogged him out. William Regal and Ellering themselves were all there to accept the trophy. They didn't win the Dusty Classic. It's not one of the stronger tournaments. Some maybe think last year was great because of Finn Balor and Joe going against Baron Corbin and Rhino, I believe. I knew that was the final match. Could have been American Alpha, but it wasn't. But it was a really, really good match. Well, it was a good match. I'll just keep it from there. It wasn't great. Crowd would labor into it sometimes, but it was an okay match. Not, like I said, not the strongest of Dusty Rhodes Classic, but they got to keep the Authors of Pain dominant team. The NXT champions, the Revival, winning against DIY, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, which in a 2 out of 3 falls match, which was the best freaking match out of this whole show. Holy crap, Johnny wrestling. This match was insane. It was all over the place. I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought it wouldn't have been over after DIY hit the shatter machine on them after Revival stole their finisher and stuff. So they did the Shadow Machine, but the Revival did everything, getting the title in there, using it on Gargano, and trying to beat his leg up and stuff. But it just looked like it was not going their way, and it just went insane. And then they tried to do that leg lock submission again, and Dawson tried to break up Gargano's submission and stuff on him. Tommaso got his submission on an armbar, and then the champions, they tried to hold their hands together so they wouldn't tap out, but they both tapped out at the same time, and just the crowd went nuts, and DIY became the new tag team champions. This is probably damn near match of the year candidate right there, if not NXT match of the year. They just you just got to put in a category match of the year. This was the match of the night, and this is one of those categories match of the year. These teams, Revival, once again, they steal the freaking show every time they're on a takeover with the tag team matches. Like, the tag teams are always the best matches on these NXT takeovers. It's the freaking best match of the night. It's just awesome, really. Like, it's crazy how it goes, but it is just awesome. So they just do wonders on there, really, with the tag team matches. And DIY just picking up the win was just great. It was perfection out there, really. It was just, whew, like, you couldn't even hold your breath for a second. You didn't know who was gonna win. Almost better than the Brooklyn one, especially a 2 out of 3 falls match. It was just awesome, and the fans chanting, "You deserve it," which was crazy out there. But I really did enjoy this tag team match. It was the best tag team out of the night. Raw needs to take some notes. The main Raw needs to take some notes. I do tag team matches again, because these guys killed it tonight. DIY was on a fucking clinic. They put on a clinic, them and their Revival. I can't even wait till the rematch now. I wonder how that's gonna go out with the Revival and DIY. These tag team matches are just insane. Next was the NXT Women's Championship, as a returning Mickie James went against Asuka. As once again, Mickie James still has it. Looks like she never lost it. Then again, she never did lose. She was wrestling on the Indies, really. And if people didn't follow Mickie James in Impact, she was there too. And even she came back and kind of wrestled with her husband Magnus. And they had the whole thing with James Storm and pushing her to a train. And people know that she had a baby, but it kind of messed with, some say it messed with her life recently. But Mickie James was great out there. Her and Asuka put on a really good match. I did think it was a little weird when Asuka, when she was trying to get the Asuka lock on Mickie, and Mickie was pretty much kind of dodging out of it, rolling all over the place. I felt the match ended a bit abruptly when, as soon as Asuka really kind of locked it in, Mickie James immediately tapped out. And pretty much Asuka celebrated. Mickie was going to shake her hand, but Asuka pretty much held the belt over her head, just looked arrogant over her as usual, as she does everybody else, just to be overconfident. This is intentional, but it was a really good match. I think they put on it. I think it was just really good. I'll go with that. So Mickie James still has it. I don't think no one ever doubted Mickie James. I find that when they said, "You still got it," I said, when did she ever lose it? But Mickie James still has it as usual. And then, like I said, they put on a really good match out there. I enjoyed it. I did think the match ended a bit abruptly. I wouldn't say it's one of the weaker matches of the night, but it was still a good match. I'm sure Ember Moon will be next for the Women's Championship, of course, which I'm surprised she wasn't on this show, but like I said, to get somebody to return, I almost had Nakamura debut. Play the video, say you're coming, and we gotta wait for you to come until the show again. But I don't know what's next for Mickie James. I don't know if this is a one-time deal or whatever, but we'll find out and see. Maybe Ember Moon will be next in line, or as I'm saying, Nikki Cross from the Sanity Group. But as we get ready for the main event, Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the NXT Championship. Samoa Joe came out, pretty much got some Joe chants, but when Nakamura came out to all those violin players and people singing his song, and you chant NXT right after, yow, yow, and everything, it was just beautiful. The entrance was just epic. All those violin players just standing there dancing and just hitting it all in place was just insane. It was great. And they put on a great match, I'll say it. Nakamura and Joe put on a great match. Especially how, the thing what I liked was when Samoa Joe did those 3 suplexes. It was a German suplex, a dragon suplex, and a straight jacket suplex and everything, which was insane. And then when I guess when Nakamura dodged and he was like Kinshasa or whatever, boom, they kicking him Joe in the back head, knock him out of the ring. He was bleeding. Samoa Joe's upper eye was bleeding and stuff. But when it came to the finish, then the ref was checking on Joe. Nakamura was about to go in for the kill, but Joe kicked him in the nuts, then threw him on the steel steps to hit him with another muscle buster. And surprisingly, is the NXT champion again. Some people thought Samoa Joe was going to be done after he lost from here, and he would go to the main roster, say Raw, SmackDown, because everybody's just been saying it needs to be it needs to be Joe versus Brock Lesnar. I don't know everybody's fascination with Joe versus Brock Lesnar, to be honest. Maybe I'm a little late on the game and that. I'm not saying it would be a bad match enough. I just thought, I wonder why everybody wants them to face Samoa Joe so bad. We had Samoa Joe's a killer on NXT. I get that. I understand that a lot. I just didn't think, he'd be the guy to go against Joe though. When go against Brock Lesnar, I mean. But hey, maybe I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm not sure. But I just kind of wanted to speak on it a little. I'm not saying it would be a bad match. I'm sure it'll be a really great match. I don't think Lesnar will lose to Joe because knowing Lesnar, I don't know. He doesn't give a shit what he gets out there unless they're paying him. But Joe and Nakamura put on a great match. I guess Joe will still be sticking around NXT. Some people think Nakamura could have got called up, really. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe they want this feud to keep going. I don't mind if they do, which I probably will enjoy regardless, really, if they keep the feud going here and there. So I got no I got no problem with it, really. So hey, keep it going if you want. So I wouldn't mind the feud with Joe and Nakamura keep going. I was surprised that was a title change tonight though. So the crowd was really kind of shocked that Samoa Joe became a two-time NXT champion, and I can't wait to see what happens next. But overall, I enjoy NXT Takeover Toronto. Make sure you check out the live reactions. I had a fun time watching this show. I don't know what's going to be like with Survivor Series tomorrow because it feels like these longer shows just be so damn long. I'll be waiting for it to end. It'd be like a super marathon and you just feel fatigued and tired and you want this fucking show to end. That's how I felt about WrestleMania and SummerSlam this year. Like, end this goddamn show already. But, 5 matches, 2 hours and like 30 minutes and stuff. Tag team match, best match out of the freaking night was just great. It was just awesome. So everybody did what they did out there. It delivered. So, I think it was very satisfying. I don't know who will Joe face next, or we will continue with Nakamura. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, it's crazy. But I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Check out the live reactions for NXT Takeover Toronto tonight, and we will see you for Survivor Series tomorrow. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace.